Hello, it's another day of telling the time. So far we've looked at o'clock, quarter past and half past. Today we're going to look at a different time. But first, let's have a recap on our clock face. So I've told you already, this is the face. What do these red buttons or red numbers represent? Those are the hours, and we count those using the hour hand. And the blue ones that go around the face, there are 60 of them. They are the minutes. And we count those using the minute hand. Let's have a recap on those times we've seen so far. Look very carefully at where that hour hand is pointing. What time do you think is shown on this clock? We're moving on to the next one. Look carefully where that hour hand is pointing. What time is shown? And this one. Okay, we're introducing the minute hand for the next example, but you can still use the hour hand to work out what time is shown. How about this one? And now our last example. Okay, we're going back to this first clock then. What did you say? The time shown is 9:30. We can see the hour hand halfway between the 9 and the 10. Looking at the second example, this shows 5 o'clock, hour hand pointing straight at the number 5 here. And then this one, well, it's not halfway between, it's less than half. What time do you think is shown? It is 12:15. Half past, o'clock, quarter past. Let's look at this example here. We can see our minute hand, but we don't always need that if we're looking carefully at the hour hand. What does the first one show? It's 8:15. It's gone, the hour hand is pointing just past the 8, and if we look at the minute hand, it's gone a quarter of the way around that clock face. Looking at this one there, what time is shown on the clock here? It is 4 o'clock. And then our last example on this page, it is 1:30. That hour hand halfway between the 1 and the 2. Now, a bit of a recap on the hands. They move in this direction, clockwise around the face. The minute hand turns all the way around, and the hour hand will move on 1 hour. So the minute hand moves around 60 minutes, and the hour hand will move on 1 hour. So if we start on 4 o'clock, it moves on like this. When we reach 4:15, we can see that lovely quarter here. It's gone quarter of the way round. The minute hand carries on. 1:30, and look now, the hour hand halfway between the 4 and the 5. And it carries on going round this way. What time do you think is shown on the clock? This is what we'll be looking at today. It would make sense if you said 4:75. I could understand why you would think that. But this is where it gets a bit tricky. It's nearly 5 o'clock. It's only got a little bit to go before 5 o'clock. And because it's nearly 5 o'clock, we stop saying past and we start looking forward to 5. We haven't got long to go. In fact, we've got a quarter to go before it's 5 o'clock. So actually, it looks like this. And instead of saying 3/4 past, we actually say 4:45. This shows 4:45. In a quarter of an hour, in a quarter, it will be 5 o'clock. So we say 4:45. 1/2 past, 4:45. 1/2 past, 4:45. And then we keep going round and we get to 5 o'clock. We're going to look at lots of examples of this one today because this one is the tricky one. We've got that lovely quarter there to give you a bit of a clue at the moment, and this one shows quarter to 2. Look at that hour hand. It's near the 2, but it's not there yet. But we've not got long to go. It's only a quarter. So we've got quarter to 2. So these are the ones that we've looked at so far. O'clock, where the red hour hand is pointing straight at the number 4, straight at the hour, and the minute hand hasn't moved at all. When the minute hand has moved around a quarter, and the hour hand has gone a little bit past the number, quarter past. Half past, the minute hand has moved halfway around, and the hour hand is halfway between 4 and 5. And then this one here, this is the tricky one for today. It's nearly at 5 o'clock, but it's not there yet. It's just before 5. It's going to 5. It's quarter to 5. If we have a closer look at that, we zoom in again, we can see this one here, when we know it's just gone past, is quarter past. Halfway between, half past. And this is the one we're looking at today. Nearly the next hour, nearly pointing straight at it, but it's not quite. This is quarter 2. We've got our 4 equal sections, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is quarter 2. Let's take away this minute hand for a little while and just look at the hour hand. We can see this hour hand. It's not quite at the hour. It's gone past halfway. Not quite at the hour. What time do you think is shown on the clock here? This is quarter to 2. How about this one? Again, it's gone past halfway, so we know it's not half past. It's nearly at this number, but not quite. What do you think? This is quarter to 7. We're looking for the number that this hour hand is nearest. It's quarter to 7. How about this one? This shows quarter to 5. How are you doing so far? Are you getting all of these right? This one here, quarter to 9. And this example, it's quarter to 11. This hour hand has gone past, it's pointing here, we'd think it was half past 10. It's gone past that, and now it's closer to 11. Okay, I'm going to reintroduce the minute hand. It's always going to be pointing at that quarter 2 here. So what time is shown on the clock? Remember, use that hour hand as well to help you guess the time. This shows quarter to 8. How about this one? Quarter to 6. Quarter to 1. It's nearly at the 1 o'clock. That hour hand is nearly at the 1 o'clock, but not quite. And this minute hand has got a quarter of the way to go. Quarter of the clock face to go. Quarter to 1. Quarter to 5. Also quarter to 5. Just keeping you on your toes. How about this one? Quarter to 3. You can see that hour hand is nearly at the 3, but not quite. Still got a quarter to go. Quarter to 3. Quarter to 7. What time do you think this shows? It's quarter to 10. Now watch out. I'm going to show you a common mistake. Look at A and look at B. One of them shows 9 o'clock. One of them shows quarter to 12. Which one do you think shows 9 o'clock? A or B? Which one do you think shows quarter to 12? A or B? Quarter to 12 is A. This hour hand hasn't reached the 12, hasn't reached o'clock. It's not pointing straight at one of these numbers. The minute hand has got a quarter of the way to go before it's back at the top. If we look at B, it shows 9 o'clock. That hour hand pointing straight at the number 9. That minute hand hasn't moved round at all. So A is quarter to 12 and B is 9 o'clock. So these are the examples we know now. We know o'clock, quarter past, half past, and quarter to. Remember, you can use the minute hand to tell you whether it's o'clock, quarter past, half past, quarter to. And you can also use the hour hand, thinking about where it is pointing between those numbers. If it's straight at a number, o'clock. If it's a little bit past, quarter past. Halfway between, half past. And nearly at the next number, we start thinking it's quarter to. It's nearer 3 than 2. So it's quarter to 3 in this example. Your learning today has lots of quarter to times. It also has quarter past, half past, and o'clock. So we're building on the learning from earlier in the week. This activity is exactly the same as the one you did yesterday. If you haven't done yesterday's, you need to do that first. All of the top row show quarter to, just so you get really familiar with quarter to. The first example in your book, you would write A, and then you look very carefully. We know it's quarter to. Is it quarter to 7 or quarter to 8? Is it nearer the 7 or is that hour hand nearer the 8? A, quarter to 8 is what you would write in your book. The rest, it's up to you to write down. Now, if you want to rewind the video and watch it again so you get more confident, that's absolutely fine. There are also some important spelling words here that you might need. So you could write those down now so that you don't make any spelling mistakes when you're doing this activity. This one can be a bit tricky, especially when people start jumbling up quarter past, quarter to, half past. There's lots to think about. So take your time, double check your answers, and send me a photo when you're finished. Thanks, everybody. I'll see you very soon. Bye.